Good morning, you guys. I just got back from the gym, and today I wanted to talk. Hold on, little green light, Mike. It's so cute. I don't want to get a new one until I am a little bit further into this, but this is Lavi. Figured I'd introduce my mic. Moving on. And today's video, I wanted to show you guys the actual progression of my ovulation testing on the LH strips. I'm in my bathroom. It's an elegant setting for a YouTube video, but this is where I do all my testing, and we're just gonna roll with it. Pretend like it is a stunning marble environment with gold finishes, blah, 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 influencer style. Who cares? So I wanted to actually show you, I started on day 10 or 11. In the next clip, you're gonna see where I started, but I'm gonna show you each day. Sometimes I tested multiple times a day, but what that line progression looked like, because you'll see sometimes it's almost kind of a false positive feel, because you'll see a pretty dark line next to that control line, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're peaking. When you're peaking LH, that is when that secondary line that's actually testing you is darker than the control line. And that took me a couple months to figure out, because I thought when they were pretty close, oh, obviously that hormone's there. Obviously that egg is popping out. It's go. Time to shake hands with your partner.
Ew.
But that's actually not really the case. So you have to kind of understand how the LH tests work in order to figure out when your peak is. Because when your LH peak happens, that hormone is saying, hey, it's time for you guys to release an egg. And you guys meaning, your little egg holders down here. So once that hormone is sent out, it goes dink, and the egg comes out. And from what I've read, I am not a doctor, let's be clear. But from what I've read, that typically happens 12 all the way to about 48 that typically happens 12 all the way to 48 hours after that LH peak, because that hormone has to have enough time to open a conversation line and tell that egg that it's time to travel. It's interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it's looking like, and I will point out when I see that peak happen. Okay guys, I started testing on cycle day 10. I have longer periods, and that is the reason why. These are the tests I use. These are the LH strips. No one here is trying to spend all this money on the digital ones just to look cute. No. These are very clear. I love instructions, how there's actually an image here, because I'm a visual person, as most of us probably are. But as you can see, this clear one, where there's really nothing showing, means that you really don't have a lot of LH in your system at the moment. And then when you get all the way up to that dark secondary line, that is when you are peaking. And that is when you need to go ahead and shake hands with your partner or a lab, whatever it is. That day, the following day, and if you want to be extra safe, the day after that. This is what the strip looks like in the wrapper. Really exciting. You go ahead and you open it up. In a moment, you're going to see me make a critical mistake. This is a how not to touch the end of a strip here. And 3, 2, 1, she's about to fail. Here we go. This is exactly what you don't do. Well, that you do. You open up the end, but you do not touch where you're gonna immerse it at all. Tragic. I went ahead and used it anyway because I knew that I wasn't gonna peak on day 10, especially because my cycles are about 30 days long. I'm gonna go ahead and immerse the urine up to that max line. I'm not gonna drown the whole strip. Don't make a mess. Please be clean. Disgusting. Now, you're going to immerse for 5 to 10 seconds. You're going to lay it flat, and you're going to wait 5 minutes for this test to read. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to wait that 5 minutes. We're going to put it down, and we are going to dispose of the urine that we have in whatever cup we happen to ruin that day. I actually bought these little disposable Dixie cups. So much easier, and I'm not reusing anything after this. 5 minutes has passed. We're gonna go ahead and look at these results. As you can see, that line there is really faded, as expected. And what does that tell us? No LH peak. 11 days into my cycle, absolutely nothing exciting here at all. Super faint, not interesting at all. Pardon my cats. 12 days into my cycle, again, you can just see a very, very light line, nothing to report. 13 days in, light line again, we actually don't have anything that is standing out. 14 days gets interesting. Okay, you can see now that that LH line is starting to darken, and this is what I was talking about with the kind of a false positive. It's not a peak yet. It looks like it could be, but it's not yet. Day 15, another false positive. I, in the beginning, thought this was my peak. It looks almost as dark as that control line. It really threw me off. The first one was at 10 a.m., this one was at 1 p.m., and it looks like a peak, but it's not. Pay attention. 16, peak day. You're gonna see it right now. Look at that. That second line that we're testing is so dark. It is obvious that that's the peak. I took that first morning urine. Wow, super dark. And this one coming up was at 1 in the afternoon. So as you can see, multiple times a day is smart. That's how you test your LH. And thank you for watching. I'm gonna do one with my pregnancy test next, because this is science, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.